They came for Kofi in the middle of the night. He didn't scream. He didn't cry. He just looked at me through the hot window as they dragged him away, and mouthed, "Don't dream tonight." Our village, Dabari, used to be quiet. Peaceful. We had our farms, our market days, and our stories under the stars. People laughed. Children played. Elders dozed in the sun. But all that changed after the dream that killed the chief's son. It started with a boy named Kofi. He was only 15. One day, he told the elders he had a strange dream. He saw Chief Dondo's son, Barima, walking into the forest alone. In the dream, Barima never came back. 2 days later, that's exactly what happened. The chief's son went hunting in the forest and never returned. When his body was found, mauled by some beast, the chief lost his mind with grief. But not in the way you'd expect. He didn't cry. He didn't mourn. He blamed the dream. He said Kofi's dream caused his son's death. That by speaking it out loud, he made it happen. So, Chief Dondo stood in the square and shouted, "From now on, no one in Dabari shall dream again." We thought it was just his grief talking. But we were wrong. So wrong. The next day, drums were banned. No more night dances. No more evening stories around the fire. The chief said stories gave people ideas, and ideas led to dreams. Then he brought in men from another village, strangers with red cloth wrapped around their faces. They called themselves the night guards. Every night, they walked through the village with whips and lanterns. If you were caught sleeping too deeply, they'd pour cold water on you. If they caught you talking in your sleep, they'd take you away. We didn't see those people again. People tried to stay awake at first. Some chewed bitter kola nuts. Others drank strong tea. But eventually, everyone sleeps. And that's when the real terror began. People didn't just dream anymore. The dreams came alive. A woman named Abina saw her dead husband in her sleep. The next morning, he was standing at her door, smiling, but something was wrong. His eyes were hollow. He didn't speak. He just followed her silently, step for step, until she collapsed. A man named Ose dreamed of falling into a well. The next morning, they found him inside the real village well, his head snapped, body bent, just like in the dream. Soon, everyone was afraid to sleep. Children cried through the night. Mothers tied their babies to their backs just to keep them awake. The night guards took anyone who spoke of their dreams. And then there was me. My name is Kwame, and I was Kofi's best friend. When he warned me that night, "Don't dream tonight," I knew something bad was coming. But how do you stop a dream? That night, I tried everything. I rubbed pepper under my eyes. I bit my tongue. I even tied a string around my finger and pulled it every time I started drifting off. But sleep came. And so did the dream. In the dream, I was standing in the village square. Everyone was there, elders, women, children, even the night guards. But they were all looking up. The sky was bleeding. Red clouds poured over the rooftops like smoke. In the center, Chief Dondo stood, wearing a crown of bones, screaming. But no one could hear him. The villagers were pointing at him, their mouths moving silently. Then I looked down and saw Kofi's body. His mouth was sewn shut. His eyes were open. And he was holding a burning drum. When I woke up, I was soaked in sweat. I couldn't speak for a whole hour. The next day, the square was quiet. Too quiet. Someone had set the chief's hut on fire during the night. He survived, but barely. Bound, coughing, eyes red with fury, he called a meeting. "I warned you all," he said. "Dreams are poison. Until the source of this evil is found, no one will sleep again." That night, the night guards came to every hut and took our mats, our pillows, even our beds. We had to sit on the ground with our backs against the wall. People began to lose their minds. Some walked into the forest and never returned. Some started speaking to people who weren't there. Some just stopped talking altogether. One night, I saw Kofi again. Not in a dream. For real. He was standing at the edge of the forest, staring at me. I ran to him. I touched his arm. He was real. Alive. They locked me up in the caves, he whispered. The others too. All the dreamers. But I escaped. What do we do? I asked. He looked at me with those same calm eyes he always had and said, we bring back the dreams. We went to the old shrine, deep in the forest. The place our ancestors once used to tell stories. It had been abandoned since the ban. Kofi beat the old drum, slow and soft. That night, we told the stories again. Just me, Kofi, and 3 others. Stories about the sun marrying the moon. About the antelope that outsmarted the lion. About the girl who spoke to fire. We laughed. We cried. We dreamed. And the next day, something changed. The birds sang again. The air smelled like rain. People started whispering that their dreams had returned, but they were good dreams. Dreams of hope. Dreams of things that hadn't happened, but could. When the chief heard, he ordered a full search of the forest. They found us. Dragged us back to the square. Chief Dondo raised his hand and shouted, this boy started it all. He will be the last. But before he could give the order, the drum in the square began to beat by itself. Once. Twice. 3 times. Then it shattered. Right there, in front of everyone. And the people began to chant. We will dream again. We will dream again. Over and over. The night guards dropped their weapons. One of them even fell to his knees and started weeping. The chief ran. No one followed him. Now, years later, Dabari is peaceful again. We sleep in safety. We dream in color. And we tell this story to every child, so they remember. When they try to silence your dreams, speak louder. When they try to ban your stories, tell more. Because the worst thing isn't a nightmare. It's living in a world where dreaming is forbidden. And if you ever find yourself in Dabari, and you hear a drum beating softly in the forest, don't be afraid. That's just the ancestors, reminding us. Keep dreaming.